Hello, everyone. Pam DuBois doing Real Estate TV. And today I am so super grateful, you guys, to have with me an awesome guest, Karen Smith. Karen, best-selling author. And we're going to be talking to you about energetics with business and money. And Karen actually was in the corporate world, and now she's actually doing this and helping so many folks with what's going on with energy and business. Karen, thank you so much for being with us today. We're ever so grateful.
Well, thanks for having me, Pam. I really appreciate you having me on, and I look forward to being of value to your clients and your customers and anyone listening today.
Yeah, Karen and I met you guys years ago. It was before COVID at a Bob Proctor. God rest his soul. Love that man so much.
Ah,
Um,
I know.
whew, sorry, forgive me. But at a Bob Proctor, what was it? A
Ma-
mastermind
It was a
matrix,
Matrix, our Matrix
matrix,
event. Yep.
matrix events. Yeah, and we got to know each other, kept in touch, and sitting here, we want to talk to you about all the wonderful things that Karen's currently doing right now with business and also with in the real estate arena and also mindset, talking about mindset, energy, Karen. So you left the corporate world, right, to do this. And what made you do that?
Yeah. Well, I'd been in corporate for about 21 years and had had a increasingly progressive amount of responsibility and was an executive and I ran some global businesses. But with a lot of companies, we ended up closing some divisions and I just intuitively knew deep in my soul it was time to do something else. And of course, that's so scary at times because you kind of like, well, I was successful in corporate, but can I be successful on my own as an entrepreneur? But that calling inside my gut and soul just was like, it's time to be on your own. It's time for you to help people without the restraints of the corporate system. And I saw a lot of my time and talents weren't being used to their full capacity. And that's part of the gift that we're given is to bless people with the best of who we are. And I just felt like it was time to move on. And so God opened that door in a pretty miraculous way. And, sometimes when you're afraid to step forward, he just opens a different door and shoves you out of the plane and says, fly, baby, fly. And so that's a little bit of how that happened. And it was a natural leap to go into helping people with business because that's what I specialize in. But I wanted it to be different and unique than what I had seen in the corporate world, where it was only about the numbers and it was dog eat dog and it was that quote that everybody always said, you're only as good as your last deal. I remember closing a $40 million sale leaseback on a production plant, and literally we had closed it maybe 15 minutes before, and we were celebrating as a team just with some high fives, and my boss walked by and he's like, you're only as good as your last deal, get back to work. And I thought, no, we just closed a $40 million deal, like we are going to celebrate. And I wanted to bring that element to private coaching. I also understood that there was a component of business that people often don't know how to verbally describe, and that's the energy piece. So we all know how it is when we walk into a room and someone's like Sally Sunshine or Debbie Downer, or we can just sense when a deal is going to close or someone's a good person. But there's also times where we are taught to override our intuition, or your gut's telling you this deal is not going to happen, or this counterparty is going to fold, or this person's a liar. And we're taught to override that. Then the deal is difficult, challenging, or we get involved in something that's not good. So I wanted to bring that component to businesses where it's the practical business piece, but also that beautiful energy piece to really help people elevate their business for more success, but also just in an easier way. Like, I think we're all just tired of the hard. And I'm not saying that hard isn't important at time. You got to have some grit and perseverance. But I'm talking about the hard of just beating your head against the wall when you can change it.
Right. And you're so right. Yeah, because it is all about energy and mindset. And I don't think we
Mhm.
realize how important that is to us in our day-to-day life, in our business, in our personal life, and everything that we actually do when we have
It
that,
is.
energy around us, the negative energy, basically it just your whole day could be ruined. You start off one in the morning and hit your toe on the, on the door or something like that, and then you just sit there and you mentally think, oh, it's going to be one of those days, right? And
Right.
lo and behold, guess what? It is one of those days, right?
Yeah. Or even you can start your day off with like great study, like the routine that Bob Proctor taught us with study and focus and devotion and maybe a workout and eating healthy. And you can have a great start to your morning and then get stuck in traffic on the way to work or have a deal fall apart out of even though you did everything you could. And it is that constant ability to pull your energy back up, but to do it in a way that's you have a new base level instead of this Herculean effort, like where you're down in the dumps and then back up. And it's the same with working your deals. Like selling houses in real estate can be beautiful and fun and amazing. Look at how many people do it, but look at how many people quit or how challenging the deals can be. And it's not just the deal, it's the people. So what if you can learn kind of how to elevate that with some ease and flow, get the fun back? So many of my clients these days, they just after COVID, people like the fun just got beat out of the world and people are like, you know what, I'm willing to work hard, but there needs to be an actual payoff for something. And
Right.
working with energy and practicality pieces in business just allows that to open up so people can come up to the level that they know they're capable of. And by doing that, you give the best of yourself to your family, your friends, your goals, your clients, the deals. And we all know the easier you are to work with and the better deal maker you are, the more business you close. It's just the way it happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. Through the entire transaction. And again, like, as we're speaking about a transaction in itself, you may be the one person that's actually in the transaction that know about the positive energy and know how to change that energy. However, you're working with other folks that don't, and maybe they're in a negative mindset, right?
Yeah.
And being able to actually handle that, right? What would you say to someone that's if they're in a transaction and it's just it's filled with negative energy around it?
That's a really good question because on a very practical basis, you do run into those deals and it can feel a little bit like, well, if I'm the only one with the good energy or the positive focus, how can I change this? And that is where we have to remember the energy level of a positive person and a positive thinker actually ends up canceling out a lot of the negative energy. So there's a couple of practical tips you can do is one, what's your own perception of the situation and attitude? You can't control what anyone else does, but you can decide what story are you telling yourself? Is the deal as hard as you're making it? Or is it that the person rubs you the wrong way or you're just busy and distracted with other things? Then how do you need to up level your own attitude? And also to focus on what is the outcome you want? Like, do you want the deal closed by a certain day? And this is where affirmations can be really helpful. Like, I'm so happy and grateful now that my open listing has sold for 10% above the market. The all the players in the deal are working together. And then making sure that in each conversation or each interaction, you are putting the positive energy. So even if the other transaction broker is uh, is rude to you, you're not rude back. Or if someone says, oh, well, I need this paperwork, that you're on time, like that you do your part. And eventually what you'll find is you're going to rise and more good people will want to work with you. And you'll end up having fewer and fewer bad deals or crabby people because the thing is attention goes where energy flows. So the more positive you are, the more positive people and deals attract to you over time. It's just the way it works. And the quicker we adapt that into our business and put it in play, the more amazing people and deals that we do end up finding.
Absolutely. And I agree with you so much on that. It's, yeah, being able to actually not give up your energy to someone else's energy, if
Right.
it's not a positive energy, right? So if that person comes to you and, with a negative energy, what I've learned recently is just basically to look at everyone with love in your heart
Yes.
for them, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, right? That could be a hard thing to do. How do you love the unlovable, right? But
Right.
it is what we're called to do. It's what we're called to do. We're supposed to, no matter how that person treats us, and no matter what that person's doing, if we have love in our heart always, I think it just makes everything just go so smooth, right?
It does. And love and gratitude is a really big missing component of business that we don't talk about. And I'm not saying you have to go around hugging your coworkers or and you'd sometimes rather knock their block off, but it's just being filled with gratitude that you have the deal to work, that
Yeah.
you have a counterparty, that you have a transaction that's working. Especially when you're selling real estate, this is someone's home or
Mhm.
even someone's business they're purchasing, their dreams. And some of the best experiences of their life are going to happen in this home or business. And you get to be part of making that happen. And when you can hold that higher vision and that higher decision with some gratitude, all of a sudden, what maybe would have like pissed you off or made you respond in a lower way, you're just like, ah, okay. And you can offer some forgiveness back to the person. This is different than letting someone get away with bad behavior. It's
Yeah.
still managing your own expectations, your own thoughts, and your own behavior. Because if you sit there with a smile on your face, but inside you're like, this guy is a total jerk, guess how what's actually going to happen in the deal? They're going to respond to the thought process that they're a jerk rather than because it's a duality and energy doesn't work that way.
Right.
So continue to just hold that higher level energy for people and that love and that gratitude. And then just give gratitude for yourself that you've been uniquely placed in that deal to
Yeah.
help, because you might be the only decent person that other agent talks to in a week.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the other thing too is really in reality, we don't know what's going on in their lives too.
Right.
And so, you know, grace, giving grace and mercy also I think is very important as you go through a transaction also. But Karen,
For
this has
sure.
been a great, session that we've had here. This is one thing that I haven't talked about as far as the real estate arena. And Karen actually, she helps realtors. She works with realtors as far as energy and business. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, what is this all about? I want to learn more. Definitely reach out to Karen. She can definitely help you and, go over more about energy in your business and how much it really does help, and control our business. So, yeah, Karen, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for being with us. Share your information, please.
Yes. So thank you so much for that, Pam. And one of my favorite sets of clients to work with are realtors because they are doing such amazing things of getting people into their homes. And we know that clearing energy blocks and working with the practical piece of business really makes the transactions different. You've had personal experience with that.
Yeah.
Um, you are welcome to email me at kasmith1857 at gmail.com, or you can find me on purelightleadership.com. That's my website. But please email me, reach out to me, and would look forward to working with you. And Pam's also a great resource for mindset and positive thinking. So make sure you keep her in mind as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. This has been great, you guys. And you guys just reach out to us if you're looking to, up your business in any way possible. We do videos also sharing you and your stories. We'd love to help you in any way we can. And have a fabulous day. You guys stay safe, be blessed, and remember those affirmations. I am, you guys. You are whatever you say behind that I am. So just remember, you're a beautiful person with a beautiful heart. Stay safe, be blessed, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.